Well, I was hoping to go live while Bitcoin crossed 100,000. We're unfortunately not that lucky yet. Today it did reach a high so far of 99,716. So yes, it is getting there. It's making its push. It might take a few days, might take a week, who knows, might take till the end of the year before it finally pushes through. We may even have a small retracement getting in there. But once it gets through that psychological barrier of 100,000, it could take off again, get up to 105 to 108, and then finally retrace and cool down a little bit. I mean, I've never seen a crypto market this euphoric with this much positive information without any FUD in there. I mean, it's hard to find bad information right now in the crypto space. Everything that comes out is good, and that is a big positive, and that should keep this bull run going for a good long time. As a matter of fact, this could end up being an extended bull run cycle, an extended cycle period, just because all the positivity, all the good things that could come out of this. As Bitcoin now sits at 99.1, I do think we'll end up hitting a high of somewhere around 150,000 this cycle. It could go a little higher. A lot of different factors come in. Does the U.S. Treasury backstop with Bitcoin above and beyond what they already have in Bitcoin to get to that 200,000 per year, to get to 1 million total Bitcoin after 5 years and have 4.7% of the circulating supply when all is said and done? Because if that does happen, you're going to have other nation states do the same thing. You know, China, Russia, Japan, all these other countries doing the same thing, bringing in more money and really diluting the availability of Bitcoin. And ultimately, that would just push the number up. And I could see $1 million by 2030, potentially even sooner, but probably within that range. And we still got 6 more years for that. So still plenty of time. But it would 10x from here, if you think about that. But what is $1 million in 2030? If we have the inflation we've been dealing with over the past few years, it's not the same as it is now, right? Where it was 5 years ago. So you got to take that into perspective. What do things cost? What is everything? Everything's relative, right? So what is the cost of a house? Is a house $1 million on average in 2030? So then you're just paying for a house again. But if Bitcoin can help keep up with the cost of inflation and then some, which is far outpaced inflation since its inception here in 2009, going from nothing to a penny to to near 100,000 as we have here. But today I wanted to bring your attention from Bitcoin and shift it over to altcoins, because I have 8 altcoins that I'm looking at here that are good potential long-term holds. And these, all of these have been around from previous cycles, some of them from multiple cycles, and they just have a long way to go. A lot of upside too. So we'll get into this one right here, Cardano. And actually, before I jump into that, let's go to this screen. We'll look at the bubbles. So this is today, last 24 hours. What's gone up the most? Right now, XLM, which runs with XRP, is up the most at 37.1%. XRP is up 22.2%. I definitely like XRP better than XLM, but XLM goes and runs with it. So if you have both, that's great. Cardano, which is the one I was just showing you, up 22.7%. H-bar up 22.2%. And Cosmos, which is Atom here, has finally awakened and increased here 16.1%. Good old Oracle, Chainlink up 7%. Doge up 5.6%. AVAX, another good solid one, long-term hold of 14.1%. So we've had some good movement here over the past month, really. But what does HBAR, XRP, Cardano, and there's actually another one that I got to find here. That's Algorand. That is somewhere in here. That's also up pretty sizably today, all in common. They all are US-based cryptos, as is Theta, which is another one. And I think you get a lot of speculation now. People are pumping these up because if a bill gets approved where you're going to be waiving capital gains, federal capital gains taxes on US-based cryptos, then you're going to have people obviously really pushing money into those, and they will get pushed up almost artificially so. So I've been holdings I've had for a very long time. I think my average price into Cardano is about 17 cents. My average price into XRP is about 22 cents. So I've just been buying and holding them over the years, and they should pay out. And what I see with the long term here, so looking at Cardano again, which is all-time high of 316, I could easily see that getting to $5 to $7, $8, potentially beyond this cycle, but at least $5 this cycle. Usually you can kind of double what they did last cycle. So saying $6.32 would be reasonable, doubling with that. XRP, which was 330, again, 660 you can go if you're going to double that. But I think there's a good chance XRP could go $10, $12 potentially, but at least 8, at least 6 to 8. So look at that range right now. H bar, Hedera is going to be a big one, and it's going to become more and more known by people. And its previous all-time high was 57 cents. So I think it's easily surpassed that, at least 75 to maybe 95 cents, maybe even $1 this cycle. Wouldn't shock me. And Dogecoin, which continues its run, is at 40 cents. Its all-time high is 74. I'm thinking about $1.50 on this one, but the reason I think it's really limited is because you have an unlimited supply. Unless you cap the supply, what's the value in it, right? Just it's the biggest meme coin out there. It's the oldest original meme coin out there. It was created as a joke. People love it. Elon Musk loves it. So unless it has a use case, or you reduce the cap on how many are out there, you're going to be somewhat limited on how much it goes up. But again, it will do well. It will end up doing very, very well here. Now let's go back here and let's take a look at some of these guys. So not persistence. Here we go. XRP, $1.44 right now. It's really moved well. If you look over the past week, look at this. If you look at the month, look at how this is going up, right? And this is a lot of them, right? This is since the election. Everything is just shot up. You just look at it, correlates right to it. And let's see, here's the all-time high, previous all-time high right there. It's the max supply, 100 billion. So you can get some good info off TradingView with some of these. Cardano, if we go look at that, previous all-time high, 316, 45 billion is max supply. Very bullish on both these, obviously. Let's look at Stellar Lumens just to get a look at it here, XLM. Previous all-time high of around 80 cents. I can see it going over $1. I definitely can see this one going over $1 here. Potentially a little bit more, but we will see. And Bitcoin Cash. Here's one I just want to give you, and this is separate from the other ones. Once you look at it, once you look at the big ones, I'm really kind of eyeing up right now, or Cosmos, which is Atom, Doge, Phantom, XLM, XRP, Cardano, Algorand, and HBAR. But Bitcoin Cash, this one should be well over 1,000 this cycle to maybe 1,500. Its previous all-time high is 4,000. One of the things I like about this one is, just like Bitcoin is capped at 21 million supply. So what happens when Bitcoin is bought up and it's a ridiculous number, right? Where are people actually going to go to? Maybe Bitcoin Cash. What's the difference between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin Cash forked off of Bitcoin, and it was meant to be more used transactionally. So if you want to buy a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, you can go there and use Bitcoin Cash. Or I think it is still the #1 most used crypto to do transactions, most widely accepted, or at least it had been up until recently, if something is overtaken it potentially. But if you run out of Bitcoin's $100,000, $200,000. Why can't Bitcoin Cash get up to 5,000 to 10,000 over a period of time? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But the difference between it was it's bigger. So of the blocks, the reason it's able to do transactions a little quicker, bigger blocks, right? They can hold more information. Smaller blocks in Bitcoin, right? So the bigger the block, the more information it can hold, and the quicker it is. It's a quicker to process blockchain. It was designed to be that way. We will see if it ever becomes anything. It's never really gotten as widely popular, obviously, as Bitcoin, but maybe this could be a secondary one down the road. Who knows? I don't know. It's a 50-50 chance as to whether it will or will not be. But, based on its previous all-time high, 4,000, I don't think we'll break that this cycle, but there is the chance you get enough retail in here, and I can't get Bitcoin, but I can have a whole Bitcoin Cash or have a whole bunch of them. I can see people doing that. So to me, this one definitely has potential as well. Theta is another one I was telling you about. This one has an all-time high of 1661. 1 billion max supplies. There's not a lot of it. Has smart contracts. It does a lot. They have an NFT exchange. They are streaming, gaming, AI. It's definitely another AI play, and has potential. Probably going to be at least 10 to 15 this cycle. It could get near a tie of 16. I don't know if it'll surpass it or not. It doesn't have the same momentum that it had last time. Last time went from pennies up to 1661 in no time. And we'll just see. We'll see whether it does. T-Fuel is the fuel for Theta. Really cheap. It's 6.8 cents right now, and it got up to 75 cents at its all-time high. It's probably going to be in the 35 to 45 cent range this time. Maybe 50 cents. We will see. I just don't know if it's going to get to its all-time high. I would love to see it get to its all-time high again, because I have a lot of Theta Fuel that I stake. But again, US-based companies, I believe, and they would add value as far as when you resell them, you wouldn't have to worry about taxes. Should that tax bill be brought through and passed through Congress and signed by Trump as he wants to. So know that these are some of the plays that you could do. And the reason why they're running, I'm just going to take this down. The reason why those particular cryptos are running is because of the whole tax incentive. Plus, now you've got retail back in here, besides the meme coins, which are still the ones that are going to run the most. And Doge is the number one meme coin out there. These are old ones that have been around. People know they have use cases. They're probably going to be adopted and do even more down the road since they're already successful companies. So I can see them continuing to grow, do stronger and better. And there are definitely plays like you could really get some 5-10X's out of these just buying them right now. When you're talking about XRP at $1.45 could go to $8, $10. You still got another 6X on there. Same with Cardano, and Algorand. Same with HBAR, and even Doge. You still have maybe 3X, potentially 4X if it continues to run up. So you still got play with these. Where Bitcoin, you're at the most, you're almost 100K now. If it's only going to get to 150, you're not even going to double what you have. So keep that in mind. That's the way it should run here, and altcoins will always outperform Bitcoin once the Bitcoin dominance starts to come down. All right, guys, hopefully you guys get something out of this, and I will catch you on the next video.